This was likely because he was the player, an individual with a unique nature separate from the typical hunter. Later, a miner handed Jin Woo his payment for the job and offered him the chance to work with their team again. Jin Woo initially declined, but the miner managed to sway him by mentioning upcoming A and C rank raid missions. To sweeten the deal, the miner promised to speak with his boss about doubling Jin Woo's pay if he stayed on for just one more day. Jin Woo agreed. Meanwhile, Hae-in made a discreet phone call, clearly intrigued by her earlier encounter. She requested information on Jin Woo, hoping to learn more about him. However, the person on the other end informed her that Jin Woo's records were sealed, completely inaccessible. After hanging up the phone, Hae-in sat in thought, reflecting on her brief but memorable encounter with Jin Woo. She quietly admitted to herself that Jin Woo was the first person she had ever met who had a pleasant scent. The next day, Jin Woo rejoined the miners to complete the job he had agreed to help with. During a break, while the team rested, Captain Sun Ki-hoon arrived and greeted Jin Woo and the miners. Ki-hoon asks to borrow a miner to help carry luggage during a raid, offering a risk allowance in return. Jin Woo accepts the offer and joins Ki-hoon and his assault team in an A-rank dungeon. Ki-hoon, not yet an official captain, hopes to earn the title after completing the mission. The group is first attacked by jackal-type magic beasts, which they manage to defeat. Soon after, a stronger wave of high orcs overwhelms them. Using his stealth, Jin Woo secretly helps turn the tide. After the battle, one team member questions their unexpected victory, leaving the group suspicious. One team member reveals she sensed Jin Woo's stealth ability during the battle but vows to keep it secret out of gratitude for saving them. Ki-hoon's teammates urge him to retreat, and the group heads back to the dungeon's entrance. There, a team member identifies a powerful barrier placed by a high-level entity and begins working to remove it. Before she can finish, the boss's overwhelming magic presence is felt nearby. The barrier remover and several others are injured in the sudden surge of power. As they turn back, Ki-hoon's group and Jin Woo spot 50 high orcs blocking their path. Their leader, Kargalgan, introduces himself as the one who sealed the dungeon. He offers Ki-hoon a choice: face him or die. Ki-hoon agrees to meet him, and Kargalgan retreats with his forces. Ki-hoon then asks Jin Woo to escape the dungeon and bring reinforcements while the team distracts the high orcs. One of Ki-hoon's allies gives Jin Woo a brief will, asking him to deliver it to her family. He solemnly accepts. Meanwhile, Hae-in visits the mining site and questions a worker about Jin Woo's location. The worker explains that Jin Woo volunteered as a porter for Ki-hoon's assault team and confirms he entered the nearby A-rank dungeon. Hae-in borrows a weapon from a miner, determined to investigate the nearby A-rank dungeon. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon, Jin Woo and Ki-hoon's group find themselves surrounded by Kargalgan's high orc army. Kargalgan taunts Ki-hoon's group and Jin Woo, expressing his desire to kill, torment, and devour them for the amusement of his troops. Ki-hoon charges at Kargalgan but is quickly overpowered by Kargalgan's magic and gravity powers, sustaining injuries in the process. Jin Woo steps in to save Ki-hoon, urging him to escape the dungeon with the others while he handles Kargalgan and his army. Summoning his shadow army, Jin Woo prepares for the upcoming battle. Woo and his team arrive at the A-rank dungeon, where a miner informs him that Jin Woo took a porter job with Ki-hoon and entered the dungeon. The miner also mentions that Hae-in entered earlier. Just as Woo prepares to enter, a strange aura passes by him and his group. Meanwhile, Hae-in surveys the dead high orcs around her, grabs her pickaxe, and heads toward Kargalgan's location. Jin Woo enhances his shadow army's strength using a new magic skill, and the battle between his army and Kargalgan's forces ensues. Jin Woo attempts to approach Kargalgan but is pushed back by Kargalgan's magic, which also decimates his army. Kargalgan, realizing that Jin Woo and his shadow army were overwhelming his forces, ordered his generals to join the fight. However, even they were no match for Jin Woo's elite shadows. In the background, Ki-hoon's group considered joining the battle, but Kargalgan cast a spell to prevent the audience from interfering. He also attempted to cripple Jin Woo by casting a curse to shut down his senses, but Jin Woo's immunity to abnormal status effects kicked in. Smirking, Jin Woo reminded Kargalgan of his earlier claim that they were a terrible matchup. Then, he commanded his shadow mage to shatter Kargalgan's irritating barrier. Moments later, Hae-in arrived on the battlefield. She was stunned by what she saw. Mage-type hunters who specialize in summoning magic typically manage one or two beasts at most, yet Jin Woo commanded an entire army. Ki-hoon's group noticed their vice guild master's arrival. Hae-in quickly checked on them, but they were just as confused about the situation. Realizing the danger, she urged them to retreat immediately as Jin Woo and Kargalgan's battle raged on. Moments later, the surveillance team arrived at the battlefield. Confused by the scene, they asked what was happening, and Hae-in explained that the beasts had been summoned by the hunter, Sung Jinwoo. Woo Jinchul added that he had come to support the strike squad after detecting intense mana waves from the gate, but it seemed Jinwoo didn't need any help as he was handling the A-rank dungeon alone. Meanwhile, Jinwoo defeated Kargalgan and added him to his growing shadow army. Both Ki-hoon's group and the surveillance team were stunned by Jinwoo's power. After absorbing the shadows of the High Orcs, Woo Jinchul approached Jinwoo, surprising him. He hadn't realized Woo and Hae-in were watching. Even Ki-hoon's group was shocked that someone they thought was just a porter possessed such strength. Woo and his team stepped forward, declaring that the Hunters Association would protect Jinwoo's identity, which was now classified. They warned everyone present not to speak of what they had witnessed. Ki-hoon then thanked Jinwoo for saving their lives and promised not to question why he had posed as a porter. After returning a will he had been entrusted with, Jinwoo exited the dungeon with the surveillance team, while Hae-in silently watched him leave. At the Hunters Guild building, Mr. Choi was stunned to learn that Jinwoo had joined one of their raids as a porter. His subordinate explained that Jinwoo likely had no intention of interfering, but with the boss being no ordinary magic beast, Jinwoo must have felt compelled to step in. Impressed by Jinwoo's abilities, Mr. Choi asked how he compared in strength. His subordinate responded with a pointed question. Could you clear a top-level A-rank dungeon alone? That response left Mr. Choi speechless, realizing his title of Ultimate Hunter now felt meaningless. Determined, they decided to recruit Jinwoo at any cost. Elsewhere, in a car, actor-turned-hunter Lee Min-sung fantasized about making headlines after his recent awakening. Meanwhile, outside the Hunter Association building, the media swarmed as Choi Jong-in and Baek Yeon-ho arrived. Assuming they were there for Min-sung, reporters were surprised when Choi clarified they had come for someone else. Both Choi and Baek admitted that their guilds had received help from Jinwoo and felt it was only right to try recruiting him. As the two argued over who deserved to bring Jinwoo in, Lim Tae-gyu, the Fiend Guild Master, arrived and asked if they were fighting over Lee Min-sung. Both immediately shouted that they couldn't care less about him. Unaware, Min-sung believed all the attention was for him and stepped out of his car, greeted by flashing cameras. In the background, Jinwoo watched the crowd, wondering what all the commotion was about. As Jinwoo tried to walk through the crowd, a guard stopped him. Jinwoo explained he had an appointment, but the guard told him to leave as the entrance was currently blocked. Watching this, Lee Min-sung scoffed, wondering who the moron was and wishing security would just throw him out. Suddenly, Chairman Go appeared and questioned the guard about who gave the order to stop Jinwoo, stating that Jinwoo was his guest. The chairman personally invited Jinwoo inside, leaving the press buzzing with curiosity about who Jinwoo was and why the chairman was escorting him. Trying to reclaim attention, Min-sung told the press he'd be back after a meeting with the association. But before he could enter, the surveillance team stopped him, explaining that the building was closed for a re-evaluation in progress. Inside, as Jinwoo walked with Chairman Go, Choi Jong-in and Baek Yeon-ho respectfully bowed. The chairman mentioned they had been waiting for over an hour. In the evaluation room, the staff asked Jinwoo about his abilities. When he demonstrated his summoning skill, both the staff and Chairman Go were shocked. Upon being asked if he could summon beasts, the chairman followed up by asking if that was all he could summon. Realizing it was pointless to hide it now, Jinwoo summoned his army of shadow soldiers, leaving everyone stunned. Even outside the room, Choi and Baek could feel the overwhelming pressure of Jinwoo's power. Jinwoo calmly stated he could summon around 100 more high-ranking shadows. Baek was stunned. This wasn't the same Jinwoo he had seen before. The leap in strength was overwhelming. As Jinwoo was about to leave, Baek asked for a moment of his time, but Jinwoo replied that he had unfinished business to attend to. When he opened the door to exit, Choi and Baek advised against going that way. Ignoring the warning, Jinwoo stepped outside, only to be hit by a barrage of camera flashes, leaving him surprised and wondering what was going on. Meanwhile, at school, Gina was surprised to learn that her brother was on TV. The mining team also saw the news, which quickly spread, even reaching Jino's father. Curious, he asked Jinho if he had succeeded in recruiting Jinwoo. Jinho apologized, explaining that he